All right, so this is Cinema Synergy on motherfucking John Saxon's birthday.
Also the Curiosity Rover's birthday.
And the Curiosity. Really? John Saxon and the Curiosity Rover were born on the same day?
Yes.
That's awesome. John Saxon, my friend John, Johan, and the Curiosity Rover all share a birthday.
Did we cover?
Johan has to like the page now.
Did we cover George Romero last session?
No.
Okay, well then this is a belated death date for George Romero, and I hope those who were close nearby had the good common sense to double tap him and make sure he stayed down, because George Romero fucking zombies.
Anyway,
What are we talking about, Jordan?
so this is Cinema Synergy on a Saturday. Still, we're talking about Hard Boiled from 1991 or 1993, depending on what YouTube video you look up. It's either 91, 92, or 93.
The YouTube video I saw said 93.
Nice. Okay, so we're going with 93.
I felt like the said 92.
Starring Chow Yun-Fat and some other people whose names I can't pronounce. Directed by the fabulous John Woo, one of my favorite directors of all time.
Shocked. I'm shocked.
Yeah, man. Cinema Synergy. I'm so bad. I'm even worse at this than Trap.
I didn't think that was possible.
Like I'm not embarrassing about it, but I'm bad.
IMDb gives it a 92.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a rating, but IMDb says it's a 1992 movie.
It is.
Okay.
So,
That confirms it is.
Who would like to explain the plot to this movie?
Chinese people doing
We have a
Chinese
pitch.
things, baby.
Do we have a pitch?
Oh.
Oh,
I'm going to do a pitch.
so we'll do the pitch and then the plot.
All right. So my pitch is for what I personally believe is the best video game adaptation into a movie that's ever been done. I have never played Castlevania, so none of y'all come at me with a Netflix
That's a
series.
TV show.
I know. Let's also be fair. I think it's the best adaptation that's ever been done, which is the Ace Attorney feature film.
That was a movie.
That is not a movie. I love it. Okay. So in case that anyone out there doesn't know what this is, Ace Attorney is a Nintendo game where you get to play the part of a defense lawyer in a very bizarro legal system. Which, if y'all spend any time on the internet and have seen that picture of the big thing that says objection, that's from Ace Attorney. That guy. Yes. I really love those games, and then they made a feature movie out of it, and so of course I watched it. It came out in 2002, and for some weirdo reason is listed on Wikipedia as a thriller/drama. Why, I don't know.
It's thrilling when he says objection.
Yeah, yes, very much. It covers the second and fourth cases of the game. There's a couple mentions of other ones. The reason why I love this, I think, is the best video game adaptation they've ever done. First off, is that it's actually very funny. The game is absolutely bizarre, especially in its character design. And the movie went, you know what? Let's go with that. There's a guy sitting in the audience with an entire fishbowl in his hair. Let's just put that straight into the movie.
Nice.
Nobody asks any questions. Nobody goes, that man has a fishbowl. They just run with it. Absolutely bizarro character design, so I love it. Surprisingly good acting. They actually, it does pretty well with there's actual high drama notes in the game where you're trying to defend your friends from murder and everything. And the acting is very well done in a lot of cases. Better so than you would expect for this sort of bizarro, bonkers sort of game. I'm going to mispronounce his name, and I'd like to apologize in advance. Ryo Ishibashi plays the part of Manfred von Karma, who is one of the major villains of the game.
Is he a Reddit troll?
He is not a Reddit troll. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means.
Well, with a name like Von Karma.
Oh, fair enough. I see what you mean. And he is actually best known for being the main character in Audition, which is
I've seen
absolutely terrifying.
Takashi Miike.
Yes,
Yeah.
Takashi Miike directed Ace Attorney movie.
Oh, he did? Holy
Absolutely
shit.
did.
Okay, well, I'm in then.
And he also was.
I'm in up to my balls.
He also was the director. He also balls a lot tonight.
Yeah, we got a lot of balls going on.
Ishibashi was also the detective in The Grudge 1 and 2, which is where I've seen him before, and he was in Moonchild. For if Lavina is actually watching this, so now this is a test to see if she's paying attention.
Takashi Miike didn't direct Moonchild.
No, but Ishibashi was in it too. So he was in Audition and then Grudge 1 and 2 and Moonchild, and he plays the villain in this one. It has a weirdly good adaptation of the video game mechanics, which you have the ability to like present evidence and like spiral it around on screen so you can look at it. Well, they actually put that into the movie where like they throw this like bullet up in the air and it gets scanned by hologram, so they get the 3D hologram, and then the main character can actually like spin it around and present it. And I'm like, that's actually better than I expect a video game mechanic to be like introduced for a movie. And they actually, the other thing that I really like about that particular mechanic is they vary it based on the type of case that's being tried. The very first case that he's working is very like not a lot of money, nobody's really impressed by it, and the technology is shit. And then by the end of the movie, he's working a very high stakes case, and it's like the high tech, really high technology. So I think that little bit of attention to detail also impresses the crap out of me. The acting is surprisingly good. Lots of like really good contrast between the two, the main characters like actually going up against each other. Of course, somebody gets to yell objection because that's the
You have to. If
That's
that
the
movie didn't yell objection at some point, I would kind of.
and so I just really enjoy it. It's like it's not like cerebral, and if you played the game, you know where it's going. But it's fun, and it sticks to the game really well in a way that surprised me that it didn't. Like, it didn't try and like make it darker, make it weirder. Like, they stuck everything in there. Like, you guys know what you're getting in for if you've played the game. I hope you enjoy it. So that's it. I kind of have fun with it. It's, as far as I know, only available subtitles.
So you're saying it's better than Street Fighter?
And Double
I don't-
Dragon.
I've never played Street Fighter. What? Only watched the movie. So
Doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah, I know you should be surprised. So I can't really. It's the best. If I have to clarify it or like quantify it, I would say or qualify it. Excuse me. I would say it's the best adaptation of a video game that I've actually played. Which, to be fair, that only includes this movie and Warcraft. So
I've actually watched the movie already, and yeah, it was actually good. It does follow the plots of the cases rather well.
Alright, so Ace Attorney or Street Fighter?
Gotta get that. Julia.
I have to bring the world into the loving embrace of PAX by Sonic.
listen, Raul Julia does. It's not fair to include him.
To be fair, Street Fighter killed Raul Julia.
And also, he's amazing.
I'm not
So,
a fan
like-
of both guys.
So like,
As a game
I don't feel like that counts. Like he, regardless of my opinion on Street Fighter, he just gets to his own super special category. So like, he's kind of up there.
This is
That-
just
that
Raul
was-
Julia
that was
performance.
Raul Julia being Raul Julia.
That was Raul Julia being told, you want to eat the scenery? We have an all-you-can eat buffet.
Absolutely, it's out of control, and I love it. So no, I don't like in comparison. You have to somehow take. If I was gonna compare the two, Raul Julia doesn't get counted because he's special and he's better than everybody else. So that's for that. So yeah, Ace Attorney is fun. I like it.
Totally watch it.
Yeah, so
Sits
as
to
I
right
said, I've
next
already
to
seen the
you.
movie and it was actually rather good.
Is there any crazy, weird, sexy violence? They're like,
No, I mean it
Gore.
follows the game pretty straightforward. Unfortunately,
Nice.
I mean I've heard, and so there's I wouldn't call it like. I mean there's some violence, but it's it's like all very like across the board, and there's a really bizarre like someone getting shot by the most bizarre set of circumstances. But
That's
that's also
Takashi.
well, it's also directly lifted from the game, and he just got to go. Ooh, I'm gonna shoot this now.
Mask
So,
to mask.
if you want to see
no,
That's a different game.
DL6.
if you want to see a Takashi Miike film other than Audition or Ichi the Killer, you should probably go with Gozo.
Oh
by the
god,
way.
Ichi the
Goes
Killer.
over Zero.
No, Gozu.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it means pork in Japanese, and it's awesome.
I already know where this is going.
It's about gangsters who do stuff, and it's crazy. There's a review for it on my personal YouTube.
There's a plug.
Okay, so
Hey,
Hard
Hard-Boiled.
Boiled, also known as Two-Fisted God of Cops.
Really?
Yeah.
The Cantonese Chinese name is, last I checked, two-fisted god of cops.
I'm pretty sure Chinese naming conventions state that you can't have any less than 4 words.
I think I do believe that is also the law. I agree with you.
Like, at all. Like, it has to be
This was
X, Y of the Z.
John Woo's last Hong Kong action movie before he went to the United States and gave us such great box office movies as Face Off and Broken Arrow,
Hard Target was pretty good.
which was just a remake of an older movie he'd done in Hong Kong.
Granted.
This is the only John Woo movie I've ever seen with knowledge it's a John Woo movie.
I believe that's also true for me.
I don't
Really?
know if I've ever seen another John Woo movie. This is the only one I watched going, okay, this is a John Woo movie, apparently.
Man
I
on
learned this.
Fire was
I may have
another
seen
one
another
or is
one,
that
but I
just
don't
similar
know
genre?
it.
You never
Some
saw
of them.
Face Off?
Nope, nope.
That's what most people
You're better off if you haven't seen Face Off or Broken Arrow.
Right.
I haven't
Because-
seen
Being such a hockey fan, I'm surprised you haven't seen Face Off.
Replacements? Or the replacement killers?
I can probably tell.
No, that is Chow Yun Fat.
Yeah.
Yeah, that and Bulletproof Monk or Chow Yun Fat without John Woo. They're both not great.
Yeah.
I did title my notes on this, is John Woo sexually aroused by guns?
He is.
Yes.
Alright, let's go, thank you.
Aren't we all?
If you're not sexually aroused by gunplay, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
Okay then.
Because my efforts to do anything are failing.
That is literally what I wrote across the top of the
That is
Okay.
not necessarily what protection means. Does not
Jordan,
mean
you wanna
bringing
explain the
45
plot?
with you.
Oh my god.
As you introduced me to this movie and the joy that is John Woo.
I get the feeling we should have Jordan explain the plot of movies more often because hearing those words, it seems like. a
Otherwise,
perfect thing.
I can do it and I can do a basket eyes for
No, I want
Make
to
Jordan.
Jordan.
No, make Jordan do
Okay.
this.
They do it.
I'll do it. So, there's a cop named Tequila, right, in Hong
Tequila
Kong.
Yuan.
Tequila Yun. Inspector Tequila Yun. Right, he's into jazz. He's an awesome guy. Drinks tequila slammers, which are delicious and will kill you.
I disagree.
Right,
The
but
deliciousness will kill you.
The deliciousness.
I
I don't
wish we
disagree
could-
that it'll kill you.
I really wish we could get them here and all just slam.
Yeah.
but
If this was a liquor serving bar,
Someone playing the
versus
clarinet the entire time, though.
so anyway, he's a cop in Hong Kong doing he's fighting against like gun running triads, like specifically ones who do gun stuff. Like it seems to be like his thing, and he gets embroiled in this whole kind of weird like triad, like like it starts out as kind of like a triad war between like a cool gangster and an uncool gangster, and then the uncool gangster wins, and like he meets an undercover cop named Alan, and they kind of hate each other, but they're also kind of friends, and they go on adventures that involve guns and shooting people all the way to the end, and it's awesome.
it's a fairy tale.
Right? It's great.
It's just
Basically, the setup is Tequila
Greg's gonna
is-
help me.
Okay, first of all, Hong Kong during the 80s and 90s, due to British occupation and mainland China being so close, firearms were heavily regulated to the point that it's very hard to actually get them in on the island. The cops generally don't even carry guns. But, as Jordan said, Tequila's a
Like
cop.
John Woo was directing.
They actually had to import them specially from England to get the movie
It's
done.
ironic because they are very Russian weapons.
It's like Tokarevs, like
Tokarevs and
Yeah, they're
everything.
Tokarevs.
But basically, there is
Well, they
a
were Tokarev
conflict.
knockoffs,
There is a power
They look
conflict
like the Chinese
between.
type, whatever number.
There's a
Tokarev
conflict between
knockoff.
an old guard triad that's very traditional, honor based, and Johnny Wong, who is this uprising triad boss that doesn't really have a whole lot of morals or morality, ethics.
sanity.
Yeah. He's actually a textbook psychopath. But he makes a power play, takes out the honorable triad boss, takes over his territory, kills his crew. He's running guns through a hospital
But you don't find out until what, the last half hour of the movie?
because they had to rewrite the entire plot. I'll get to that later.
Alright, cool.
But-
Learning things.
Tequila meets up with Alan, undercover cop who's infiltrated the triads. He's not sure if he's a cop or a triad at this point. They all both work together. An informant gets killed. They find out where Johnny is running his guns, and they decide to siege the place. 30-minute long gunfight scene ensues, of which it has the longest single take action sequence in Hollywood. 2 minutes and I think 43 seconds.
But it's not in Hollywood, it's Hong Kong.
Oh yeah, you know
My
what I mean.
hands full. Yeah, that's right.
Was it 1 minute
Nine.
43 or 2 minutes 43.
It was 2 minutes 43.
2 minutes 43 long, single take sequence of gunplay that goes through. In the end, Alan gets shot, the bad guy dies, movie ends.
Question.
Jenny has a question.
Is Alan dead at the end of the movie?
No.
I was wondering that too.
Original script was for Alan to die after the self-inflicted gunshot.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait, no, hold
But-
on.
Disagree on it being
Wait, hold up, keep going.
But the cast and crew told Wu that is too much of a depressing ending, and they asked that he be able to live. So Wu rewrote the final scene where it shows him on the boat
With the
going to
cranes.
Antarctica like he wanted to, because there's so much light there.
Was that was him on the boat?
Yeah,
Yes,
with the fucked
that
up
was
arm,
Alan.
throwing the cranes away.
And
So
But
is
I
that-
thought that
Okay, this is my subtle racism coming into play. I thought it was tequila.
Oh.
No, by that point I could tell who was who.
I could
And-
too. That's the part that's upsetting me.
It is
about
a
this
weird
revelation.
shot because he has like the sun
I
over his
legit,
shoulder
I thought
and
it was
stuff.
tequila
Also-
on the boat fulfilling his friend's last wish to go to Antarctica.
The other thing that gives it
beforehand.
away is the track that plays on that is Red Car Boogie.
Oh.
That music always
Don't give away
plays.
shit.
That music always plays around Alan.
Well, I also thought at the very end when it showed him on the
Because
boat
him
with the
dying
paper
depressed the
cranes,
hell out of me.
I thought it was a
He was
metaphor that he was actually had passed on and was like, "Oh, I'm going to Antarctica."
That's
That's what I just said. Yeah, like it's
I
I'm
thought
gonna
it-
go
I
to
could tell it
Antarctica
was
with my friend.
Alan, but I thought it was.
I thought it was like yeah.
he's
like a
like in
spiritual
heaven.
send-off.
And he's going to
I
Antarctica.
legit thought it was tequila.
To use the trope, it is word of God, that is Alan, and he is alive.
Right.
All right.
Alive in Antarctica. Who knows for how long?
I actually wrote down in my notes. Alan has a
they'll find-
fundamental
the Norwegians will find
misunderstanding
this
of what
weird thing.
Antarctica is. Like that man does not really understand
No,
Antarctica.
Antarctica is daylight 24 hours a day for a few months of the year.
That's what I mean.
That
It's
is
like
true.
that man misunderstands the.
Also,
length
he's
of
on a
daylight in
sailboat
Antarctica.
going through the Indian Ocean for a beeline to Antarctica. I hope he has all the supplies to make that voyage.
I would
He is
absolutely go to
screwed.
Antarctica. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
I would freeze my my hands are cold.
You don't go
right-
outside all the time.
No, it's true. My hands are cold right now, and it's August, so I would die in Antarctica very
It was a
quickly.
chilly.
There's an
August.
ultra marathon you can run in Antarctica.
Oh, why would I? That's weird. You just combine
So,
like
who would go to Antarctica for like 6-month period if they could? I would.
Jenny is the only person here.
So
No,
long,
I didn't see.
All
I have a caveat emptor for that. So long as there is no Norwegian research base within a 100-mile radius
Oh
of me.
fuck! I want to see Alan fight the thing. I want him to get there just as
Alan and oh god, what was
McCready.
McCready came
Yeah,
down.
or McCrae.
It's McCready for from the thing.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell's character.
Kurt Russell.
McCready.
Yeah, Alan and Kurt Russell from the thing.
Isn't that also like the same place that 30 Days of Night?
No, it's
No, that's Alaska,
Alaska.
which
Alaska.
has a similar geological phenomenon.
But it's not quite as extreme because Antarctica is months at a time,
Gotcha.
whereas Alaska it gets like
one day,
one month
month out of the-
all sunlight and then 1 month of
All
no
darkness.
sunlight.
Yeah.
And then like in between it's got long days.
Yeah.
Okay, did anyone dislike this movie?
I'm not gonna say I dislike this movie, but I didn't like this movie.
Oh really?
I was kind of like don't feel bad. Like my
John Woo, or Wan Yu, please help me. We're having trouble with Jenny.
my problem with it honestly was tequila. I did
Oh,
not
no.
like him
Why?
because he's every stereotype of a like a cowboy cop, which is not a problem. I get that's the thing, but he learns nothing.
Because here's my counterpoint to
There's
that.
no character development.
Also,
Okay.
another point.
Wait,
that I
here's my
have to go
counterpoint
ahead.
to that. That's why I love the hell out of this movie, actually. Not just because Tequila is like the stereotypical cowboy cop, because this is one of those movies where you can trace back all kinds of stupid stereotypes to. Not even necessarily like this movie, but like this kind of era of genre,
Like
of Hong Kong action
1987
movies.
to-
Like that's where like the I must use 2 pistols because that's the way you kill more people
Right.
comes from. Like it's where all of these things spring up. So it's kind of like going back and watching The Matrix for the first time 20 years later, and you're like, oh, that's
where
slow
they-
motion. That's why everyone thought I would knock this off and it would be a great idea. That's what I really digged about like the opening fight scene was like how just over the top ridiculous it was. but it wasn't done to be over the top ridiculous.
It was just done.
It was just done.
Yeah.
And then everyone else thought it was great and decided to copy it.
The one thing that will make what you just said terrifying, all of Tequila's personality traits and mannerisms, with the exception of his love of jazz music, no, it's based off a cop in the Hong Kong Police Department that John Woo knew and was a friend of.
I got bored during the fight scenes.
Really?
Like, I don't know what's wrong with me, and I apologize to the group as a whole.
It's okay,
Sometimes
I mean.
where
But I just got bored. I'm
You're
like, yeah,
entitled to
shit.
your own
Like,
opinion.
everyone shot. Like, nobody got shot once. Everybody got shot 47
Yeah.
times.
That's why you don't use a 9mm.
They're dead. Can we move on? Like, holy shit.
they wouldn't be
Like,
today, it's like the 380s, but
guy gets shot in the throat. Like, you're done. Like, he's done. We're done now. And then he has to get shot in the torso 6 more times.
You gotta
and,
make
like,
sure.
We
Okay.
could have moved on. I'm done.
I kind of
I'm
agree.
done.
I
You gotta
kind
be
of
thorough.
agree in some instances because there were some parts of the fight sequences where I was just like, it was laughable instead of actually enjoying. Instead of being like, oh, that was cool. Like I had to giggle at it because it was so ridiculous.
I have definitely.
Well, you get
as
giddy because
I've
it's
gotten
crazy.
older, gotten tired of long, drawn-out action scenes.
Right.
I have. And I don't know if it's necessarily a thing because I'm getting older or if it's just because of the way a lot of movies address action scenes.
That could be
Because like
the problem.
the first time I remember getting bored with an action scene was the second Matrix movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because they go on for like 14 minutes.
Second Matrix
No,
movie
whereas
is
here we
wank.
have a 30
Right.
minute.
Although I
But
thought they never made another Matrix movie, and that's the lie I'm telling myself.
like the problem I have with action scenes is because like they're pretty much only visually appealing.
Right.
And as I've gone forward with my appreciation for movies, I have grown to appreciate like character development, plot advancement, and subtleties. And action sequences, for the most part, are just something to watch because you, for the most part, know how they're going to play out.
Right.
That's my problem with action scenes, and I can see why long action scenes would bore someone because you know what's going to happen. The bad guys die and the good guys don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes the good guy doesn't, but that's usually either in the beginning or at the end.
Yeah.
Action sequences in the middle of movies are super predictable.
Right.
And they just are.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to be fun to watch. No, fortunately, these ones are fun to watch.
They're super fun to
The
watch.
action sequences in Hard Boiled are really good.
And they're
It's
like-
just John Woo's style.
They're weirdly intellectually engaging too,
Yeah.
because they're long scenes and they have complicated. They all have their own
They have
little
complicated
plot
elements.
They are
within
very
the
well.
scenes.
One of the
Yeah.
actual
Which is why
terms
they
that
are well done.
John Woo doesn't go and call them like gunfights. He calls them bullet ballet, just for
Right.
how much is going
That
on.
brings us back to the Chinese naming conventions where you need to have so many words.
Yeah.
So real quick, I want to flip this camera around real quick. I had a unique experience with this in that my watch of this took 4.5 hours compared to the 2 hours 7 minutes. Because
Because
it
of
kept buffering and buffering. So I got to watch it in little episodic increments, like in 30-second to 2-minute increments. And then it would just buffer. I would have to go do something. I would come back and watch it. So those fight scenes dragged on much longer, but they happened to break at the right time.
Nice.
I just killed a cop? No, you didn't kill a cop. You're delusional. Yeah, you totally killed a cop. Damn it!
I did too at the tea house. I didn't know until later.
And another thing, this movie made me want to play Max Payne.
Max
So much.
Payne was actually the developers who come out. They were inspired so much by this movie that some levels of Max Payne were a love story to Hard Boiled.
I would have liked this movie more if it took itself less seriously. I'm not saying that as a criticism. It is fine that it takes itself seriously.
Right.
But I realize as I watch, if I'm watching a pure action film, I want mindless action. And this movie is not mindless. So I think I had trouble integrating that, like in terms
It's
of
action
what
with a purpose.
yeah, and I was like, no, I like mindless, like just. And that, I mean, to be fair, I also love things that aren't mindless action. Like I still think Fury Road is one of the greatest movies ever made. But like I like if there's gonna be shooting that up, like weirdly enough, when I was looking up some stuff where I got compared to Shoot 'Em Up, which is
Shoot 'em up
Shoot 'em up
is
is
pretty
awesome.
much.
but I love that movie.
I
enjoyed that movie, but that is nothing but it's like the same sort of ridiculous like gunplay, but it does not take itself seriously, and I
Right.
enjoyed that more.
definitely.
So I think that's just like a personal thing, my issue with it.
One of the things actually was originally in the written script, John Woo wanted a much darker, grittier, like Dirty Harry-esque movie with no stylization for it. They rewrote the plot a week to a month before shooting began. The result was all the stylization and all of that, but originally it was going to just be grim.
And
Quick aside, I actually just watched Dirty Harry for the first time a couple of nights ago.
Nice.
I'm not going to be shocked at you because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I'm upset that Ryan is currently not in the room to look at me and go, I'm not surprised, because of course I'm
I'm not surprised.
Right. Is that
Thank you.
Ryan's catchphrase? I'm not surprised.
Well, no, that I
I've got these
have.
on sin. He's got. I'm not surprised.
Like, his is, I'm not surprised, but I personally have not
The
seen
question
it.
is, Jenny,
Right.
do you feel lucky? Punk.
Like, I know that scene because I'm like aware of.
Time out, hold on. Trying to reconnect here.
Trav's downloading the app because you can't watch without it. He's at 25% download.
Like
Travis!
we were going just fine, and it just hit to trying to
Perfect time to
reconnect.
get a beer. While we're
So I'm gonna finish, and I'm gonna
yeah.
re-up it.
While we're like re-uploading, is this movie worthy of like a blow by blow? We can like deconstruct a few of the scenes, maybe the action set pieces.
You guys go ahead and go do it. Like, if you
I
want
can
to.
also just throw some weird like trivia tidbits. Like,
Well, you can do that when they become relevant, like as
like,
we talked
just
about.
one while he's uploading. The whole scene in the hospital when the explosions are going off. John Woo didn't like how the effects were going, so he talked to the special effects guy and said, "Give me the detonator." Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow.
So when Chow Yun Fat like reacted the first explosion,
Alright, we're back.
weird trivia bit, seeing as I was explaining that in our little intermission.
Oh, give me a second here.
Okay.
Something's up with the live tonight. Like it's
Okay.
just crap tacky.
Crap
So
tag.
when Chow Yun Fat has that immediate response, they're like, "Oh God." That was Chow Yun Fat actually reacting because as soon as they said cut or take or go, whatever it is,
Whatever it is in Chinese.
as soon as he got to that step where like, okay, he should be 2 steps past and then the explosion goes off, John Woo just went,
What is John Woo like? What's his name from Evil
Michael
Dead?
Bay? No. Sam Raimi?
Sam
So
Raimi.
instead
Let
of
me see if I
wait-
can accidentally kill my cat.
instead of like waiting for him to be like 3 steps ahead and hitting the detonator, as soon as he was at it, he would hit the detonator. And so
my God.
all of Chow Yun Fat's reactions right there are legitimate. When they got done with the scene, Chow Yun Fat ran to the producer screaming, "John's trying to kill me! John's trying to kill me!" John Woo walked over to Chow Yun Fat, apologized for it, and then looked and saw the back of his head and his coat were singed from the explosion.
All right.
Oh yeah.
Hi, welcome
He's
back.
on fire. I forgot.
We're hoping our technical problems are squaresy. Who was talking last?
I don't even remember who was talking.
What were we talking about?
I
Hard
don't-
boiled.
Thank you.
We're talking about how awesome hard boiled is.
No, I'm not.
Right.
And I can't, but.
That's okay. You're like Trav for this episode.
Help me, Guan Yu. We are having trouble with Jenny.
We were talking about action scenes and how long they are.
I remember I was, but then I stepped out.
Yeah. I don't.
Jenny got bored during the action scene.
I did. I'm sorry.
Well, they're cool though because,
They're cool.
as I was saying before, they every action scene in this movie has its own self-contained story, which is what like an action scene should be.
Right.
So it's like, you know, there's a
It's not supposed to be gratuitous.
there's like 3 acts of like every action scene. You know, there's like the fucking good guys show up and there's a problem and the action scene starts, and then there's like a complication in the middle where like weird shit happens, and then like at the end, you know, they face like the final bad guy and stuff like that, and it's like done. You know, it's like every action scene in this movie is like a self-contained like episode of action. So that's awesome. That's really good screenwriting and directing.
Agreed.
Let's break one down. First scene, tea house.
First up, they're doing a sting on a gun deal. They're suspecting that Johnny Wong's group is bringing guns into Hong Kong, which obviously illegal and a lot of problems for them. Basically, Tequila's not supposed to go all gung-ho. The problem is he's Tequila.
I mean, the man's name is Tequila.
I mean, with a name like Tequila, everything you do is going to be super extreme and probably stupid.
Also, a little side note: Tequila's entire character and his friend's character, his like the other cop, whose name I can never remember. Tequila's like Long. Okay, like their whole relationship is set up just in one visual scene, which is awesome. It's just like Tequila fucking doing his little tequila slammer, and he's rocking on his clarinet, and his friend Lungs is there like, rocking on.
Long was the cop from later. I don't remember.
It was Tequila's partner.
Tequila's partner.
Tequila's partner's rocking out on his little drums and stuff, and like having like a super good time. He's making the gooniest face, and he's like jerking around. And then like at the beginning of this, at the beginning of the action scene where they're staking out the restaurant, like they have that little exchange where they're talking about like, I don't want to leave Hong Kong. I was born here. It's awesome. Like, where are you gonna get pork buns like this? You know. So yeah. So anyway, continue.
But basically, they suspect that the deal is about to go down. They get made as cops, if memory serves.
Right.
Gunfight begins. Tequila actually kicks open one of the bird cages that the cover for the gun deal, finds two Tokarev or Chinese knockoffs. The gunfight just ensues. His partner gets shot. He goes through, kills the bad guys, kills the lead bad guy, even though he really wanted to take him in alive, and then finds out, yeah, your partner died because you're an idiot.
He didn't want to take that man in alive.
He didn't want to take him in alive. His captain wanted to take him in alive.
Can someone explain the birds to me?
That's the bird cages inside the bottom of them.
No. Like, I get that they're smuggling guns. Why the frick is there a cafe with bird
That's a
cages?
Hong Kong thing.
Yeah. Chinese.
Yeah, it's like they like take their birds to a place to like show them off and drink tea. And it's like
that's really what I've always wanted to do is show off my very small.
Right.
Wasn't that?
I mean,
that
you
also
can't
a
really
thing
do much else with them.
I mean,
It's
to be fair,
I take them out, show them other people.
Wasn't
Because
that-
otherwise they're just stuck in your house.
Wasn't that a staple with John Woo films? Like he always incorporates some form of birds.
He does it with doves.
Generally doves in a lot of action scenes, like in The Killer, the final action scene in the church has doves flying up as the gun plays.
It's better tomorrow.
Do they cry?
I mean, to be
They do.
fair, I do show everybody pictures of my parents' dog, my cat, and Ryan's baby, so I
So
guess sort of in the same vein.
Well,
Think
so
about
hold my baby in with your pets.
Just because as I show pictures of people at the door.
Think of a cat bar where we all drink beer and we bring our cats in cages.
And then
I mean,
one
Alright,
Then you see the one cat
people
hanging
out
at the corner of the cage and a gun goes off.
Right.
let me know where it is.
I seriously just like grabbing
Like
them,
somebody on the
stuffing them in
internet
my
needs to
arms,
invent this
and
because I will put Henry in a box and bring him because he'd probably
Right.
drink beer because he's already drinking. He's already
They have a
drinking
cat
vodka.
line already.
So I'm assuming this is Trav because it's posting as us.
Yeah,
Were any
it's
of the
Trav.
birds tits?
No. They're like parakeets and different.
Really, Travis? You put that under the page?
Yeah, stop posting under the page.
If you're gonna, unless you're gonna be funny, Travis.
He's not doing it on purpose. I would put money on the concept that he's not doing it on purpose.
He
He
just
does have the
downloaded.
tech literacy of
Me,
library.
honestly.
In his defense, he just downloaded the Facebook app.
Right.
Aw, look
Look this
at him.
Good
But-
boy.
Welcome to the future, Trav. That was condescending. I only apologize halfway.
Yeah.
It's a new segment. Be condescending to Trav.
In her defense, she was compared to Trav earlier.
Yeah, so I get, but
You gotta do a pun, at least one tonight.
I'm
You
terrible.
gotta-
I hate
Or
that.
fart.
That's not happening either. I'd really rather die.
Trav
You
just
can
hasn't
say
figured out why he can't post as him, but moving.
I didn't figure that out.
Yeah.
I'd really rather die.
But,
Yeah, you can try.
This fucking TL scene is awesome. It starts out ramping up that tension, right? Like Tequila, he's looking at like the gun deal through the mirror on his bird cage. You know, like trying to figure out like what's going on and everything. You know, when they get when it finally goes crazy, like one of his other cop friends runs up and hits that guy.
It was the tea guy.
Yeah, and just throws it at his dick. He throws it right at his dick when he falls down.
I am
Like-
super annoyed that I haven't seen this. This
It's
sounds
so
awesome.
good.
It's super up your alley.
It
This
sounds exactly like my favorite.
It's like this. It's like the prototypical Hong Kong action.
I said this should be the gold standard for more action
I wish I could
movies.
This
talk about it.
or a better
I'm gonna
Tomorrow
watch it.
Part 2.
Right.
I loved the scene in the tea house where he slides
That
down.
was
Drag us
actually
trivia.
an improv scene. A lot of like the memorable scenes in this movie were caused by improv on the actor's part. Tequila sliding down the banister, firing the two Makarovs off, was just John Woo improv because he was supposed to actually go down the stairs originally. It's like, it would be much quicker if I did it this way, and John Woo said, do it!
I agree, it is way more badass, and it is extra for the sake of being extra, and I do appreciate that
Right.
in the film. Like, being ridiculous solely because you can. All right, I
One of the
respect
things
that.
also, that tea house was scheduled to be demolished 5 days after they got done filming.
Did they have to after they were done, or was it just done already?
Every night they filmed, the neighbors called the police
This is what she titled.
complaining about the gunplay that was going on. It took them several takes to do the scene. And every night the cops said, we don't care, John Woo is filming a movie.
Oh man! And this opening scene, I'd like to point out, happens like 5 minutes into the movie.
It's true.
Too. There was
Not
no,
even.
yeah, there's no fucking around. There's like a little montage of Tequila playing his clarinet and hanging out.
And then there's a gun battle in a tea
Yeah.
cafe.
At the jazz bar. Who
Yeah.
doesn't want to hang out at the jazz
I
club?
was very surprised by the jazz bar.
Right.
It's one of those things, John Woo's favorite music is jazz.
The jazz and the jazz clarinet really made me go, oh,
Right.
That was another one of the
That's
mannerisms
sweet,
taken
man.
from the
I
cop
want
that
to
John
play for
Woo
you
did.
go and dance.
Big band.
Big band, yeah.
Yeah,
We're
man.
talking about.
But it establishes what's going on in the entire movie too. Because the tea house scene is pretty much the rest of the movie. Like you establish
The villain.
the villain, you establish that
The
Johnny
villain's
Wong's
motivations.
right. The villain's motivations. You establish that Johnny Wong's gang is an asshole, right? Because
Yeah.
like they just shoot a whole ton of guys on the stairs trying to escape.
Yeah.
They're trying to get away from freaking Tequila, and they just start gunning down like waiters and crap.
yeah,
trying to
they're
get
very,
down to the
they're
basement.
very not concerned about
The
civilians.
scene
Yeah.
also
But-
establishes the magic rule of movies where no one in this movie is going to reload their gun at any point.
They only do it
It never happens.
They only do it at cinematically appropriate sequences.
Right.
You
Like
see
when
Tequila whip out his Makarovs and put 30 rounds through each of them in one
an
shot.
8-round gun. No. It's like when the duel is going on between Alan and Mad Dog, they do reload, but that's for like
That's
10
because
shots.
it's a 10
Yeah, they
second
only
gun.
reload when it's tension. It's appropriate.
Like you got guys with automatic weapons who are just sitting there holding the trigger down for like 2.5 minutes at a time.
Murdering civilians.
Waves of unarmed
Your
people.
gun was dry within 3 seconds.
Exactly.
For the movie that it was showing, like the bullet flare coming from the guns during that
Ridiculous.
during
Yeah.
that movie, yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely wrote down the phrase "Holy spray and pray, spray and pray, Batman."
One of the things, actually, all of the firearms used in the movie were actual firearms they had imported from England. They used 300,000 blank rounds to make
Jeez.
They had to go through the Hong Kong government to have each firearm checked as it came into the country.
So someone in the Hong Kong government was like, "I'm gonna murder John Woo for this."
Some fucking bureaucrat.
No. My timer of government employees has told me that they looked at that and went, "This is just job security," and they just kept trucking along.
Right.
It's like, wait a minute, this looks suspicious. Wait, John Woo is on this.
Right.
Because every time I
Okay, it's legit.
The other dispatchers around me tell me, "Well, if everyone was a nice citizen, we'd be out of a job."
Like
That's
if-
the wrong mentality.
Like instead of going through the actual Hong Kong government, they just went straight to the hell of bureaucracy. the Taoist hell of bureaucracy.
Yes,
Okay, Bob Marley.
I feel like that there were some poor bastards who had to work on this who like just we're somehow like I'm not gonna say transcended because that's the wrong direction, but we're like drawn into directly the Chinese health bureaucracy.
Right.
We're like they didn't even get to die; they just went straight there.
It just opened up in Hong Kong like Bob Marley.
Well, to be fair, the Hong Kong is its own kind of hell.
Right. So anyway, after the tea house scene, you get the obligatory angry police captain, which is awesome.
Actually, information about that. The actor who played Supervisor Heng
Right.
was in the 70s a CID officer for the Hong Kong Police Department.
Nice.
And he was in charge of one of their first undercover departments.
I really sided with him way more than I sided with Tequila.
That's a sign that you're getting old.
I am.
Right.
Also,
It's
like
exactly
Tequila's
like Jennie. I mean, that's
I'm also old. Like Tequila's like, you should tell us about where are all the undercovers. Thank you, I will. You should tell us about all the undercover officers. I'm like, what the fuck? What's the point of having undercover officers? You're like, oh, by the way, these 7 guys are undercover officers. Don't say anything.
Right.
But there's more people who know.
To be
what perspective it
fair,
is.
if you have
tequila
an officer working on a case where you have undercovers working,
They need
they
to know.
kind of need to know.
And he's known to kill rooms full of people.
Yeah.
Fair enough. But
Like if
I
I'm unleashing a
killed
different
a cop.
kind of pistol
Don't worry,
into a
I've
building
killed
downstairs, I
Yeah.
want him to know if there's friendly ones.
part of the problem is I still don't like tequila. So
Again, I already made that joke.
you did that joke
I
about
already did that joke. Tell us about the music.
I want to say, okay, I know we're not there yet, but just since we just talked about the tea house scene with the birds, I was just realizing how similar that is to the baby rescue in the
Fair
hospital.
enough.
Yeah.
Because you've
There's a
got
lot of
these
full
innocent-
circle.
Yeah,
There's a
there's
whole
these
lot of full
innocent
circle.
birds, just like being cute, hanging out in their cage. Everyone's like, look at our cute birds, right? And then in the baby rescue scene, like it starts off like she's checking out the cute babies in the nursery,
Yeah.
like kind of admiring them, like they're.
It's
Yeah, like
foreshadowing.
animals.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, that was
like,
some heavy
It's
handed
weird,
foreshadowing.
like the way she's looking at them, like, oh, it's at the baby zoo.
It's
And then they're like, oh, we gotta save these babies so they don't end up like the birds, right? So,
there were, in my opinion,
Yeah, I want to see this movie.
Everything you would want in a movie. It has Chinese people, it has guns, and it has babies.
it has tons of babies.
honestly,
It
I
has
feel like
babies going out the window, babies being carried to safety.
the
Baby
baby
hanging on and saving
yeah,
him from
that
fire.
actually made me the most tense. Is every time someone
Babies
had a
being
gun,
shot
I
at.
was like, oh, babies, babies. I was fine.
Okay, this will take.
It's like, oh my god, they're shooting at babies.
It gets worse. Before they rewrote the script, it wasn't about triads running guns through a hospital. It was about a madman who was poisoning baby formula in a neonatal hospital.
I can see Johnny Wong doing that.
But
yeah.
John Woo was disgusted by it, so they rewrote it.
As you know, I feel like that having rewritten that script prevented a lot of people at this table from having a major heart attack during this film, or some sort of tension-induced nervous breakdown. The baby that peed on Chow Yun-Fat was adorable.
That was awesome.
They picked like
That was a good
what's
A
the
little
cutest?
piss pot.
What's the cutest baby
Baby,
you
your
got?
pee-pee has saved the day. That's what the subtitle. I don't know how it is in the English version,
Right.
but the subtitle says, "Baby, your pee-pee has saved the day."
He calls him a little piss
Yeah.
pot.
He's like, you little piss pot. Like he sings him a weird little song.
And the subtitle he goes, I'm going to rap for you now. And he just starts singing, shooting people. He's like, I'm not very good at it, but you know what? You don't have to pretend.
Whereas in the dub version, I think he was like singing, what is it? Rockabye Baby on the treetop, while he's shooting people.
So Trav has said Feast 2 had babies, guns, and
Talk about Feast 2.
Why does Trav have to make me physically nauseous? That's what I want to know.
Because he's not here physically to do it.
I'm ill now, Travis. I'm ill. I'm gonna vomit. I hate that movie.
Yeah. So after the alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry,
I
go ahead.
kind of like Feast.
So after the Feast 1 was
I know, I like Feast.
Thank you.
I like Feast. I like Feast.
But,
It's bad, but I like it.
you know, after the tea house scene, you get an obligatory angry police captain, a la freaking
Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. Lethal Weapon's a big deal with that, and Dirty Harry's captain's always mad at him for a variety of things. Yeah, but you get that. It's a trope, and that's awesome. And then you're introduced to Alan, the undercover cop, and you don't know he's an undercover cop.
It took me
It's like,
the weird part is it took me a weirdly long time to realize that Alan was an undercover cop.
me too. It's a sweet twist.
I honestly thought it was
comes
going to be
out.
set up with this sort of rough, like on the edge, bad cop, out of control, bad cop, versus controlled, very honorable
Criminal.
Trang. What the
Train.
triad assassin. I put it all
The
together.
problem is, John Woo already did that movie, and it was called The Killer.
See, I'd never
and it
seen
was
that movie, so I
awesome.
didn't have any expectation. So that's honestly what I thought the setup was going to be. But then, like where he got, like I picked up on that he was undercover cop faster than Tequila, which makes me proud. But it took me a little while to actually realize that he was. I thought it was going to be a different kind of movie than it was.
We talk about the Uncle Hoy scene where he's in his backyard feeding people apples because Uncle Hoy is my favorite character.
I liked him.
And that's good
Yeah,
filmmaking.
that was the reason. That was the point. Was prior to that movie, John Woo had done a lot of triad-based movies where the triads were shown to be very honorable, noble people. And one of the criticisms of Woo as a director was you're glorifying gangsters.
Yeah.
So he took Uncle Hoy, which would have been a central character in one of his his triad movies, and then watched them get butchered.
Yeah.
So it's like, hey, Uncle Hoy, I can totally see Brother Mark and Brother Ho from A Better Tomorrow working for this guy.
I'd be a fucking gangster.
Yeah,
with
I would
Uncle
work
Hoy.
for that guy
Uncle
too.
Hoy is awesome. Well, like, here's Uncle Hoy, right? He's like, yeah,
Make sure you eat your apples.
right? Yeah, this is like crazy good filmmaking right here because like Uncle Hoy doesn't need like an insane backstory, right? Where we get all this exposition.
You know what it's all about.
You know what it's all
One
about.
scene.
Like, Alan gets back from killing you in a library, which is awesome. That's a sweet scene. But like, then he goes into Uncle Hoy's backyard, and Uncle Hoy's back there with all his other like triad buddies, and he's like, make sure you eat your apples, guys. And they're like, oh, Uncle Hoy, you know. And he's just like, he's just awesome. He's just he did one murder as opposed to like the like 7 or 8
And it
murders.
was, there was no civilians involved. It was you
Yeah.
screwed up.
Right.
We have to kill you.
He sells his guns at low prices. He won't leave Hong Kong to go to Hawaii, even though like Alan's like, and you can tell Alan's cool at that point too because he's like, Uncle Hoy, you should fuck off to Hawaii and just like retire because I know what's going down secretly. You know what I mean? And he's like, nah.
Please
I'm
go
not gonna do
before
that.
the death happens. I like you. Yeah.
Uncle
Right.
Hoy's going for it.
Yeah, so the way they established Uncle Hoy as a character in the warehouse scene when he actually gets killed, I was super upset by that. I'm like, no, not Uncle Hoy! Fuck!
Uncle Love, we're dying.
Right?
Can we go now?
Go if you want.
I knew that when that scene started, when Alan switched sides, that like he was going to be the one who shot Uncle Hoy. The thing that made me the most mad is he shoots Uncle Hoy, he's really upset, and then he turns around and kills all of his guys.
Yeah, right.
That upset me almost more.
Yeah, that was a bummer.
But it's
That
like
was
he
weird
had to
how
keep
it
up
was.
appearances for Johnny Wong because
Well, because Johnny Wong's a lunatic. I mean,
Yeah, was a fucking maniac.
Either I'm gonna take over the world tonight, or you're gonna kill me with this gun.
Yeah.
I have my own.
That's so awesome. God damn it.
I felt like him turning around and shooting his guys. So you could tell he was upset. I
Yeah.
Kill Uncle Hoy. I felt like that was just like a way of like, instead of like crying, you know, or like shooting that other guy, he took it out on a bunch of dudes that he didn't.
It was
really know.
also pragmatic because if he let any of them live, they were going to come for him.
right.
Yeah.
Sure, they still
Yeah.
did, to be fair. And I agree. It's just like, I feel like, wow, like, I'm sad. I'm going to murder 27 dudes. Like, whoops,
Right.
that's a little bit of a bad escalation.
And like,
Awesome.
you know, you're talking about Uncle Hoy there and whatnot, and then we get to the scene at the end there where Alan, is that his name?
Yeah.
Is fighting against Mad Dog, and then there's the civilians in the middle, and they all put their guns
Neither
down.
of them want to kill
And then-
the civilians.
And that was actually the breaking point.
And then
for
Long
Mad
comes in and just mows them all down. Like that is the difference.
That particular scene
Fucked up scene.
is, I'm not good at cinematography, but I was very impressed with the way they shot that. Is because you got Alan, you got Mad Dog up against each other, and they point their guns at each other, and I had no clue that they weren't right up in front of each other. And all of a sudden
Right.
they go, "Oh, wait a minute!" And you see there's like 10 civilians,
Yeah,
and I'm
exactly.
like, "That was really well done," because you get the
Yeah.
element of the two of them having very tunnel vision on killing each other, and then waiting, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Right.
And the two of them both back off, and they do it so. And I love the way that was shot.
Right.
And
Yeah,
that was
that
very
was so
impressive.
good.
Because it was, I didn't realize there were any civilians in the room at all until all of a sudden the two of them freeze and you
Right.
see the civilians.
That's
and
such
stuff.
a-
And that was really like the
Back.
turning point of why it made Mad Dog my favorite character in the film, because it's like he does have morals apart from being like a cold-blooded killer. He's like, no innocents, no civilians.
He
Yeah,
already
even earlier in the scene, he's like, "Hey, why don't we just let the people in the hospital go?"
Even
Because,
earlier on.
like, I've been around the block a few times. I've killed some people, and I know what's too far. Even holding a hospital hostage might be too far. It's like, fuck you.
It's even earlier on, while Mad Dog is working for a ruthless psychopath, he is still the old school triad. Like earlier on, he says straight up, "There's two people I can't be friends with: pigs and the son of a bitch that would kill his own boss."
Yeah, he didn't. You could tell he didn't approve of it at any point in the original scene.
Right.
But that is not as that doesn't really establish the character. I'll be honest with you. Somehow I missed the name Mad Dog, and I just called him like weird 90s hair.
I called him Pirate.
I did too, but then I just kept thinking of like stereotypical 90s hair because he had that stereotypical like 90s
The
hair
bull's
that
cut.
every boy had in the 90s. Probably all of you in this room may have had it at some point in the 90s.
I still kind of have it.
I still have it.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Mine was the type where you put a bowl on their head and you clip around.
I gotta say, Mad Dog is probably like one of the most intense characters. Too.
Yeah.
Like when he's on the screen, he has that commanding presence.
And then he gets killed by Johnny just to show how bad Johnny is.
Yeah.
Right.
Going
What-
back to
sorry.
that.
I have nothing to say because I've not seen this movie.
Oh,
Not you.
Going back to that warehouse sequence, at the very end when it's Tequila versus Alan, it's like that solo duel thing, and then like in the middle of the smoke when they're both pointing their guns at each other. At that point, I still did not know that Alan was working for the police. So when he kind of pulled his gun away and then ran off into the smoke, I thought that was awesome because it was just like. It was like,
Get you another day.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna get you another day on my own terms, on my own time. And then when it found out that he was actually an undercover cop, it kind of cheated it for me. I kind of wanted it to be like that, You're on the other side of the law, but I still respect
But
you
you're
for
still a
doing what
badass.
you did. You're still a badass. But I'm gonna get you one of these other days.
Right.
But then when it turned out he was a policeman, it was like, oh.
Right.
Then you know what's gonna happen. It's gonna become a buddy cop movie. Oh.
They were weird. I wouldn't call it a buddy cop movie. They were
Yeah.
weird buddies when they were buddies.
Wasn't John Woo one of the first big directors to use long take scenes in action movies?
Fuck yeah, it's
Yeah.
weird. Like most people use like Soviet montage in their action sequences. Actually, that's like one of the few places where like that editing style exists. Like you'll see people shooting guns. Like in I'm trying to think about it.
Can you explain
What is Soviet
Your turn.
montage?
Soviet montage is this thing the Soviets came up with in like 1922 or something like that because they knew like a lot of the people that they were trying to communicate their message to couldn't read. They were like peasants and like weird people in like other countries that couldn't speak Russian and stuff like that. So like any Soviet movie from that period, like it's very loose on dialogue, but they figured out a way to edit things to the point where you can like get the idea of what's going on by the cuts that they make. So like the prime example is like you see a guy right like on the screen and he's just like he's got like some kind of a facial expression that like would kind of be indeterminate like if you were just looking at him, but like if it depending on what you cut away to, it's what he's thinking about. So like if you cut away to like a bowl of soup, you get the idea that he's hungry. If you cut away to like a dead baby or something, it's sad. You know? Well, no, that's not my idea of sad. That's the textbook I read about Soviet montage because apparently they did that like for test audiences. There was like a coffin with like a baby in it. It's not my fault. This is Sergei Eisenstein. I didn't do it.
Just remember, in Soviet Russia, it is immoral to eat your children.
But like, so.
I'd watch that the shit out of that movie.
Or man eats a baby.
No, I'm Soviet Russia, baby.
Oh man. But Soviet montage like shows up again in like action movies like made by Americans a lot of the time. Like so you'll see people getting shot, right? But like what it'll be is like you'll see the guy shooting a gon and you'll see another guy falling over, so you know that guy got shot by the guy instead of like a John Woo like a John Woo like scene composition where it's just like one guy shooting a gun on one side of the screen and another guy fucking getting like mangled on the other side of the screen. Right? So that's Soviet montage. And John Woo doesn't do that a whole lot, right? Like he does occasionally. Like he'll like
he did it in The Killer. He did it in Better Tomorrow 2.
Yeah. But
I
like
can't remember if he did
he almost shoots he like shoots his gunfight scenes like they shoot kung fu movies almost. So like all the action's happening like on like the screen at the same time, right? Because like he did start out with like kung fu movies, and he learned. I guess he was one of the he was like an apprentice of one of the guys who did like all the Five Deadly Venoms series. So he started out with like Last Hurrah for Chivalry and like Deadly Tigers and a whole bunch of other things, where like people are like doing like sword fights and shit like on the screen, and he just shoots his most of his action sequences like that. So you see stuff happening and like people doing stuff in the same like continuity, like in the same composition, like framing, like the same, like the same like framing, like composition. You see it all go down, right? And that's Jordan's boring corner. That's Jordan's boring film theory corner.
One more piece for the Jordan's boring corner.
No, I didn't know any of that. That's interesting.
One more piece for it though. How was mise en scène used in this movie?
Mise en scène.
Because according to you, no movie goes without it.
Oh, like every movie has mise en scène. Let me see.
I hate it when he says that word.
Right?
No, explain what mise en scène is. For
Yeah,
some people who may not know it.
Right?
We've explained it a few times, but go ahead and do it
For
again.
people who might not know it, like mise en scène is how you communicate things visually, like in a scene. So it's pretty much like the loose definition of it is like everything that's happening in the frame, which is crazy. But like,
Someone's lazy with their definitions.
yeah, but like, good directors will like, they'll put like certain things in like certain like parts of the screen. They'll put like, say like, I don't know, like people like, you want to like have like kind of like, who want to have like authority over the thing. You
put them higher up.
Like higher up. Yeah, like you put someone like in a doorway to frame them like as important, like there's a whole bunch of there's a whole bunch of like weird stuff. Like depending on like what side of the screen you put somebody on, it's like, are they like a good guy or a bad guy? If they're a bad guy, they're on the left side of the screen.
I thought it was
If they're a
right
good
side of
guy,
the screen.
they're on the right side of the
They'd be
screen.
facing left.
Yeah.
It sounds like mise en scène is just being thoughtful with your like
Yeah.
scenery.
It's like
I mean,
cinematic language. It's like you're
so-
communicating shit visually.
Telling by show.
Yeah.
Telling by show.
Right.
So, how was it used in this movie?
Oh man, like this is one of those movies that kind of like defies.
We're gonna call this mise en Jordan for now. That'll be the subset.
It's kind of one of those movies that like defies breaking down mise en scène, like in like a lot of ways, because the way John Woo shoots stuff, he kind of like he almost like he like kind of like throws out like traditional like conventions of like making like films, like what he does with like
because it's Hong Kong action.
Yeah, right. Like, but he does it like occasionally.
It's its own
like,
thing.
Specifically, it's its own genre.
Right.
Hong
Yeah,
Kong
like it's its
action.
own little beast.
Yeah.
It's
Like Alan's
honor bloodshed.
Yeah.
Roast beast.
Yeah, honor. Yeah, that's what it is. Alan's boat scene, like the sun's coming up over his shoulder, and like he's like a good guy, like. And he's like having a good time in the Antarctic. They,
I still think he's dead.
I know because I don't need that much depression in my life.
This tells you I really wasn't emotionally invested in this movie because I'm like, he's gonna die, and I didn't care. I'm sorry, I'd like to apologize. I didn't do that on purpose.
Like
I
them
didn't mean to not care.
going down.
I didn't mean to not care. It just happened.
I'm trying to think of like mise en scène. This movie, it's actually kind of like killing me a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, like in
Movies
terms of
should break molds every once in a while.
Yeah, they should. This one does.
action
Like,
sequences, like you expect, theoretically, good guys on the right, villains on the left. They
Right.
don't necessarily. Although the scene with Mad Dog and Alan, when they're set up for the standoff, that is left
That's
and right
traditional,
very
like,
much.
The tracking shot that goes on for like 2 minutes and 45 seconds or whatever.
Which I have to
Like,
rewatch.
that's
Amazing.
Right. It's entirely shot behind the main characters, so you're like with those guys the entire
Right.
time.
It kind of made me feel like it was a video game. It
Yeah,
reminded me of
I have to
something
rewatch
Ted
this
was
scene
shooting.
because like I missed it.
Which sequence is that?
It's in the hospital.
It's in the hospital. They
When they first arrive.
it's like when shit first goes. It's like when they get out of the morgue, after they like slide out of the little morgue trays or whatever, and then they like go through the morgue, like trying to like fight all the bad guys and stuff, and they get in that elevator. Alan almost like thinks he shot the cop and everything. So it starts out like in that hallway. They shoot a bunch of guys going through, which is awesome. Like there's people jumping out windows and shit, and like people, getting like freaking like just completely murked. And it takes forever, but they go through the hallway, and then they get into the elevator, and then they get out of the elevator, and I think the scene finally cuts when there's like a weird little like fast motion edit, like toward the end where Tequila shoots that guy out the window, and it gets all weird and jerky.
Yeah, it gets
I think
weird.
that's where they edit.
Yeah, that's where they cut.
It's like that scene in episode 2 of Daredevil.
Right.
Because it's
It's one take where he's fighting the guys in the
I love
hallway.
that shot.
That's directly taken from Old Boy too. If you've ever seen that.
I've never
So
seen
I
that.
have.
Oh yeah, Old Boy's rough, but I think
I want to see it, but I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
Oh my God,
set
that
myself up
ending.
for it.
I felt so bad for that guy.
No spoilers, excuse me.
Yeah, don't spoil it for
Whatever,
some.
sold.
Yeah.
Chris has done some work for us. He has left a link for us in the comments to find that scene.
Nice.
One of the things actually, for the elevator sequence, the elevator actually never goes up or down floors. They just have it close doors, wait so long, and open the doors again. The cleaning crew had 20 seconds to clean up from the scene of them going into the elevator, to prep for them leaving the elevator.
That's awesome.
God bless the cleaning crew in this film.
That was all done on one take because they were over budget at that point.
Didn't these guys not get paid for that day?
Yes,
Because they
did
believed
not
in
get
the
paid
movie so
because
much.
They volunteered to stay on unpaid
Yeah.
because they wanted the movie to be finished.
And I think that shows on screen. The fact that like everybody was just super fucking stoked to work
No,
on
they
this.
do.
The slowdown sequences, there was no editing done with it. They actually have a module set on the camera.
Right,
where
to
they
undercrank
made-
it or overcrank it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
overcrank or undercrank
Overcrank.
the film so it looks like slow-mo when it's just the exposure ratio has changed.
It's awesome.
I know we're probably getting close to the end, but one thing that I really weirdly loved was the musical code with the song thing. The minute that showed up and she's reading the lyrics and she's humming it, and then she calls Teal'c and goes, "I need a tune," and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's a code!"
Right.
And I just thought it was so neat. Like it was just so fun and clever. Whether or not it works as a functional code, I don't even give a shit. I just
But it brings this jazz thing into the
Yeah.
like usefully
Which
into the
was
movie.
actually something from the movie The Killer, one of his previous films. He wanted to do a jazz soundtrack for The Killer. Sue Park shot him down, who was the producer. And so he says, okay, on my next movie, I'm using the entire jazz soundtrack for everything. That's how we tied it in.
It made it feel very film noir. The jazz soundtrack.
Yeah.
So
What was the what's the song they're saying? I think it's the song they use. But they're trying to sing it with their Chinese accents.
I don't
You
know.
know, like
I've heard it before.
Yeah.
I just cannot think of what.
I want to say I've seen the video for it, and it's like,
All the ones I saw were like the Better Tomorrow ones.
but like it's like some blind chick making a statue of some guy.
No, that's not that one.
No, it is. I think it is.
That's Lionel Richie's.
Yeah, it's Lionel Richie.
Alright,
I think
that's
it.
fine,
Yeah, I think it might be that.
Okay.
Why the hell would they use that terrible song for this awesome movie?
So, final thoughts. Jordan, you picked the movie.
Yeah, this is one of my. This is definitely my top 10 movies of all time. I'm gonna love it. I can't like. I find it hard to find anything bad about it. Honestly, it's just great. You should give it a watch, along with John Woo's other Hong Kong stuff. Not so much as American stuff, right? But like, you know, like The Killer. Last Hurrah for Chivalry, which is an awesome like kung fu film from like 1979, 1980, which it's like I think it's his final movie before he started doing like the heroic bloodshed stuff. But like The Killer, Better Tomorrow 2, Better Tomorrow 1's awesome, but like it's a bit depressing compared to Better Tomorrow 2.
About 3.
Yeah, well 3's not even Chow Yun-Fat or
John Woo.
John Woo. 3's like a different fucking animal
Too
in
hard.
itself. Yeah. Bullet to the Head is weird. It gets gross. There's pee drinking in it, but it's awesome.
I did see Bullet to the Head.
I
Yeah,
was on board
That was
until the
weird.
pee drinking.
it's depressing, but yeah, it's real good.
I loved it. Jordan hyped it like a lot before. Like he was like, "This is the greatest movie ever made." And he was like so excited. But I mean, I genuinely loved it. I had so much fun with it. Like the action scenes were just amazing. And I was like, I knew there was like babies in it, like from the picture and stuff. But like, I was not prepared for how many babies, and like how cute and how suspenseful that was going to be, and it just like held my attention like the whole time. I just loved it.
Nick?
First John Woo movie I ever saw was Face Off. Then followed by Broken Arrow. So,
Face
so,
Off?
It was when he came to the United States. We don't talk about those movies.
so then the
Except
actually go
Hard
back and watch some of his
Except
original
Hard
Hong Kong stuff was actually like I was like, yes, I forgot how good John Woo's like choreography could be, and then I was like, this is even better than Face Off and better than Broken Arrow. So yeah, like
Good.
nothing. I just wish that I had watched it on actual video quality instead of YouTube, but you do what you gotta do sometimes.
It's these.
It's good. I would definitely watch it again.
Claire hasn't seen it.
I can't wait to see this movie. It sounds like it's right up my alley. I'm really excited to see it.
Yeah, it really is.
As I said before, I didn't like this movie, but I dislike this movie. I could not get invested in Tequila as a character because he learns absolutely nothing from his story. He's literally the same at the beginning as he was in the end.
Oh,
And
real quick, do you have anything to say about Tequila's girlfriend?
I liked her.
Nice.
Teresa.
I really got excited. I liked that they made her neat and interesting without going with the stereotypical action girl thing. Like I did say at one point, give Teresa a girlfriend. Give Teresa a gun, and she did get a gun, but she only used it for the one scene, and she like suddenly become a gun. Like she had
I was gonna
weaknesses.
shoot the baby.
Yeah.
That
She
was-
used it exactly how she should when she should at the beginning.
It was insane.
I thought and like she actually showed a little bit more like levels of character than Tequila did. Because Tequila's basically the same, angry, less angry,
Gotta
more
kill people.
angry. So yeah, I mean that was there were a lot of like some elements I really liked and I really enjoyed, and there were some elements that I did not. So.
I mean, I dig it. It was very much like a framework style action movie, like one of those. Like you can, like I said, you can trace all kinds of action movie tropes to it and its kind of surrounding genre, which I really like. I like going back and seeing this movie and then seeing all kinds of things that it's influenced, like throughout the years that I've seen, and tracing it back kind of to here, because it does it unironically, basically. So I like that. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I like it. It's one of my favorite two action movies, as Jordan said, aside from Better Tomorrow 2. One of the things actually to bring up, like Tequila's character growth, he was originally going to make a sequel to this movie that covered that. It got put in development hell while he was in the US doing those horrible movies. It came out in 2007 as a video game, Stranglehold, and that's where Tequila has his character growth. it's the downside of his lifestyle and personality.
Downside
I mean,
jazz.
I appreciate that, but I try not to. I don't tend to give directors credit for I meant to do this thing eventually.
Yeah.
Y'all did it, didn't do it. So
Yeah.
you know, that's I mean,
There was also 30 minutes of footage cut from the movie, which was a lot of character building for Tequila. Like the scene where he's at the jazz bar talking to the bartender.
Who
that
was John Woo?
That was actually John Woo he was
Right,
talking
yeah.
to.
what's that?
Yeah.
It was added because they cut a scene that had a lot of character development for Tequila, so a lot of character development was placed on Alan, and Chow Yun-Fat goes, hey, I need a scene to counter that, let's put in you as a mentor figure for it. So there was actually supposed to be scenes, but 30 minutes of footage was cut.
Yeah, well, I mean, supposed to
Yeah.
versus what we planned.
Also, originally they're supposed to be killing babies with poison baby formula.
Right.
And I love the movie, so yeah.
Nice.
And with that, I think we'll see you next time.
All right.
Bye.